Before we begin looking at the deeper workings of trust, we need to remember that old wounds are always triggered in relationships. When we feel pain, an old response gets sparked. And the same happens around the delicate topic of trust. Trust builds and ruins relationships, no doubt about that. That is why understanding the complex dynamics of trust should be explored by anyone who wants to move deeper into their relationship. What follows in this video refers to relationships which had time to develop rather than one-night stands or casual connections, the latter having a slightly different dynamic. We are usually quick to judge and easily become righteous when it comes to trust. We ask who is the victim and who is the perpetrator. I can't trust you, or you can trust me, are sentences we commonly find in relationships. One partner feels unsafe while the other is lost in the effort of reclaiming trust. And while this dynamic unfolds, so much more happens unconsciously. Whichever side you find yourself on, the side that lost faith in your partner or the one seeking to reclaim trust, there is something important for you to learn about what triggers and drives you. When you allow this understanding to settle, you will also get the chance to understand your partner better. Let's begin with a person who's been lied to or experienced something similarly painful. Fear sets in and it starts ruling the connection. And we know that fear is the last thing we want to feel. That's also why we've become very sophisticated in disconnecting from it in different ways. One effective way of avoiding this fear is to become demanding and asking of your partner to prove his or her trustworthiness. What we usually find on the other side, though, is someone who believes his or her needs are not really seen or valued. That is why the person lies or cheats in the first place. There is a fundamental belief that my needs are not important and won't be taken care of anyway. Danger zone here. When we hear this, we can easily become now righteous and see people in black and white, good or bad. Someone who cheats or lies must be a bad or immoral person. But hang in there and see this through, because the true value of relationship lies in the challenging opportunity to discover who we are and not who we so hard are trying to be. So where were we? Oh yes, why do people become untrustworthy? Such a person has to find indirect ways of getting his or her needs met. This can be through being secretive or giving more to his partner in order to feel seen or important. What this kind of behavior results in is, of course, unclarity. And that always leads to not being trusted. How can someone be trusted who lacks clarity? And let's not forget that paradoxically, clarity is dangerous for such a person in the first place. Yes, clarity actually comes at a risk. The harmony in the relationship is threatened, and I may be disliked or attract anger towards me for what I need. This person will feel unfulfilled or alone in the relationship regardless of what he receives. Unfortunately, a lot of pain is actually caused to others through this dynamic. This person can ask him or herself, how risky does it feel to expose my needs? The lesson for the one who breaks trust and then works hard to regain it is to face the fear of rejection and practice a more truthful way of sharing him or herself. That would be healing. And what about the person whose trust has been broken? In many cases, this will be a person who hopes that love will protect him or her from disappointment and pain. Someone who idealizes love and how it's supposed to protect. This person will set the bar for their partners high, many times unachievably high, and wait in the ivory tower until its mistakes are made and the trust is broken once again. It's often a righteous place with high morality that is not grounded in love, but the fear of intimacy and closeness. This person may want to take a step back and ask himself, what makes me into a distrustful person? Do I have a tendency of suffocating my partner? And what will happen to my own comfort zone of morality and innocence when I meet my inner shadow of possessiveness, fear, or jealousy? So, next time you find yourself on the demanding side or the side of working hard for trust in your partnership, stop for a moment. Take off your protections and ask yourself, what are my ideals of love, my fears, and what am I trying so hard to control? What is presented in this video describes a common dynamic. However, the complexity of life circumstances can create a number of different scenarios and also movements in us. So stay open for this video to sink in and notice if something resonates in your heart.